Hey guys, it's Tiggy Maximus again. Uh, Welcome to episode 218 of the Tiggy Maximus Talks on Spotify and YouTube. And there has been a little bit of a while, but a few things have been happening. Uh, just lots of work, keeping busy all 7 days of the week, but a lot of stuff has happened. On this episode, we're going to talk about this one comedy show, Deez Nuts, which was at the Kookaburra Lounge in Hollywood. First time going there. Um, Producer of the show was Vargus Mason. Uh, it was a good show. We're also going to talk about Lakers after their trade with the Mavericks and how they've been doing with Luka Doncic on the team, playing with LeBron James. Talking about a little bit about the Chargers and some of their transactions, improvements on their team, some guys they had to get rid of. I also got to try out this one new Vietnamese place called Pho Nom in Convoy, Claremont Mesa, Kearney Mesa. We're also going to go over the WWE's Elimination Chamber UFC 313. So let's get into it, guys. What should we talk about first? Let's go with UFC 313. The fact that the UFC number of events has now gone up to UFC 313. The fight card overall, from what I've seen, I did get to watch what I think I remembered was 6 fights. Um, I got to watch the main event, light heavyweight championship, Alex Pereira defending his championship against, what was his name? Magomed Ankalaev. Uh, we also got to watch Justin Gaethje going up against Rafael Fiziev. Jalen Turner against Bahamundes. Lemos versus Lucindo. Ruffy from the Fighting Nerds Fight Club. Going up against Bobby King Green. And we got the feature prelim, Joshua Van versus Saruya. I think he was the winner of the Road to the UFC Japan tournament. So, well, those 6 fights. Gotta say, light heavyweight championship main event. I got to watch it. I was rooting for Alex Pereira. I always like to say the word Shama. It's kind of cool catchphrase from Alex Pereira. Uh, but I was a fan of Ankalaev, King Ankh, Ankh time. So I was expecting a lot of leg kicks, and I was expecting a lot of striking in this one. Um, for sure, there were a lot of leg kicks thrown by both guys, and you get to see a lot of leg, thigh whelps on both guys' legs. I did notice that Alex Pereira, his right leg was compromised, and it was kind of hard to kind of put support on it, and uh, he put his left leg out in front to kind of mitigate the pain from his right leg from all the leg kicks he got from Ankalaev. So this fight wasn't exactly the most exciting fight, but you could tell that a lot of strategy was going on, and Alex Pereira just simply did not look comfortable for all 25 minutes, and this fight went to decision. From how I looked at it, um, yeah, I would say Alex Pereira probably won the first round, but rounds two, three, and four looked like it was all Ankalev. And round five, Alex Pereira probably won round five, but I kind of gave it to Ankalev, so I scored it 49-46 for Ankalev. Um, his wrestling, grappling pretty much neutralized any real striking ability, kickboxing ability from Alex Pereira. Can't get that full motion in because Ankalev kind of closed the distance. Can't get the full strength of the power of Pereira into his striking because Ankalev just closed the distance and made him shorten up a lot of his power moves with his striking and his kicks and everything. And Ankalev had a strong game plan. Not only did he close the distance, but pretty much just smothered Alex Pereira. Just utilized his ground game. Uh, well, not so much utilize the ground game, but use the grappling to tie up Alex Pereira, so to speak. Because technically, by record, Ankalev tried to take down Alex Pereira 12 times. And on the record, Pereira defended all 12 takedowns. The thing is, it not only does it look exhausting, but I can only imagine how exhausting it would be to try to take down somebody, much less defend 12 takedowns in a fight. And you could tell that probably with all that exhaustion, that kind of took away any power, any full power that would have been administered for the rest of the fight because of the exhaustion. And honestly, I never really saw Ankalev in danger at any point in this fight. And there was a time during this fight that Ankalev wobbled Alex Pereira with the combination, and Champ was in trouble. And I mean, the only time I ever saw Alex Pereira do anything efficient was really just, I think the first round with his striking and the leg kicks. But after that point, it looked like it was Ankalev for the rest of the fight. And I was a fan of Ankalev when I first saw him coming up, and he was beating everybody. And um, Ankalev, he earned it. He earned the championship victory. Um, Pereira, I knew that his wrestling may come into question, but he's had great takedown defense, and so it kind of forces anyone who's going to wrestle him to the ground to force him to strike. But the problem was with the grappling, even though Ankalev didn't take down Pereira, but just to kind of just neutralize your game plan, and you have to dig it deep to figure out how you're going to beat the opponent with the grappling, who's just neutralized your best weapons, and try to figure out how to get around that. But Pereira just looks exhausted, and he just couldn't figure out how to implement any other game plan if his main weapons were going to be stifled by this grappling from Ankalev, who has a very much high level grappling. So kudos to Ankalev for beating the superstar that is Pereira, Alex Pereira. Now that we have a new light heavyweight champion, I mean, I wouldn't mind to see these two guys run this back, have a rematch in like 4 to 5 months, and who knows? Alex Pereira, if he wins the rematch, he could do a trilogy, or if he doesn't win the rematch, well, He could try to go after Duplessis for the middleweight championship, which was his title before, or he could gain weight and go up to heavyweight and challenge Bones Jones or Tom Aspinall for the heavyweight championship. Um, I mean, honestly, I don't really see much else that Alex Pereira can do at light heavyweight other than challenge back his get back his championship. But if he doesn't, well, honestly, I don't mind if he tries um, to go back at middleweight because there is a middleweight guy. I think he'd be um, a great guy. He'll be matched up with, and that's Hamzat Chimaev. I know they've had some words with each other, and I think that'd be a great matchup. But honestly, in my personal opinion, if Chimaev does fade Pereira, um, Chimaev wins. And yeah, I could see some striking happening in that match, but I could see Chimaev being smart about this and realize that his high level of grappling wrestling will probably neutralize Alex Pereira before Alex Pereira can lay his knockout punch on Chimaev. So, but it's an interesting one. I want to watch it. Hopefully, it's a dream fight I can still watch if it's still going to happen in the future, but we'll see. Um, we also have, um, yeah, because I can see Ankalev going through the rest of the division and then defending the championship against whoever is left. Because I think he's gonna do his cleaning out of the division. So, and who knows, Ankalev might even challenge for the heavyweight championship down the road too. Um, so the co-main event, we got Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev. These guys fought each other before, and Justin Gaethje won by a majority decision. So this was a kind of a last minute booking because Dan Hooker was supposed to fight Justin Gaethje, but Dan Hooker got injured and he opted for surgery. So Rafael Fiziev stepped in last minute, kept this fight, kept Justin Gaethje on the card, and this was his chance to get back at Justin Gaethje. But this was a fun fight, back and forth. Fiziev won the first round, I believe, but Justin Gaethje started to come back in this fight. He actually had a nice uppercut knockdown on Fiziev, and it looked like it was turning around. And the third round, it looks like Justin Gaethje wanted it more, and he won the third round. And so Justin Gaethje beat Fiziev 29-28. You can see in Rafael Fiziev's face that he got really battered up. But Justin Gaethje, he got beat up too, but he dug deep and he knew that this was gonna go most likely striking, and he got Fiziev on the feet. Um, I guess you could say that he had to dig deep and he had to adjust, and he was able to still utilize his strengths and get to Fiziev um, a lot better to win this fight because he had to come back because he was already down around. So, got to finish this strong and got to do what you got to do to try to get back at this. So, I don't know what else is going to go on for Rafael Fiziev because this was his big chance to break back into the top five, but I think he was ranked 11th going into this one, and Justin Gaethje's number 3. So Justin Gaethje, I think he wants his title shot at Islam Makhachev. So, but honestly, I don't think he's going to beat Islam Makhachev because Islam is too good. Plus, Justin Gaethje did fight Khabib Nurmagomedov, and that didn't go too well. I mean, with a guy like Islam, I think Islam will probably beat him. So, so Justin Gaethje, I think not only will he probably call out for the championship against Islam Makhachev, but there is a possibility that Justin Gaethje might get to fight Arman Sarukian. So that would be great as a number one contenders match. To fight Islam, and Islam might be fighting guys like Ilya Taporia, or if Ilya Taporia has to fight Justin Gaethje or Sarukian. So there's a lot of possibilities that can happen at 155. So, but yeah, kudos to Justin Gaethje for winning the fight with Faziev again, and also getting a bonus 50K for fight of the night. Um, Next, we have Jalen Turner versus Baha Munez. Um, this one ended up being a quick fight. Just Jalen Turner, I think he was like number 15 or 13 in the division. But Baha Munez actually choked him out and got the tap out. So it turns out Jalen Turner retired after that fight because he doesn't have to fire. This fight was his last one. Doesn't have it in him. Can't hang with anyone else in the division. So, but kudos for a quick submission by Baha Munez. Let's see what else is next for him. Next we have women's fight. I believe this was at 115. Lemos versus Lucindo. This was a great fight. It was kind of back and forth, but then Lemos got the upper hand late in the first round and then started to do a lot better for the rest of the fight. And I believe it was 30-27 for Lemos over Lucindo. And then we got Ruffy versus Bobby King Green. Well, Ruffy, he is part of that fighting crew, the fighting nerds. They are a cool cast of fighters because they all put on those glasses and stuff, and they are a dangerous group to deal with. And, well, King Green, well, he likes to talk a lot of trash, but he's getting pretty good. But recently, not so much. He did get choked out by Patty Pimlet. And then he got this fight on the main card with Ruffy, and Ruffy is pretty much pretty good with this fight crew. And as much as like what was his name? Bio? Carl Bio, I think his name is. Or Corral Bajo. Corralo. So those guys are pretty tough, and the fact that they are fun to listen to because and fun to watch because of the whole glasses thing, and you like to give out the glasses as a prop to the commentators like Laura Sanko, and I think they also gave one to Megan O'Leary. So they're pretty cool. I can support this fight crew. And what's great is that Ruffy beat Bobby King Green by quickly, actually, by a wheel kick, KO. The spin kick, wheel kick by Ruffy just got the top of the head of King Green, and King Green pretty much was planted face first into the mat, and he was kind of like just lifeless. His face was literally mopping the mat, literally, and you could tell that King Green got a lot of blood out of his nose from the previous punches, and it didn't help that he landed face first. So, I think King Green has pretty much kind of he kind of peaked in the UFC, honestly, and now it's just I'm just waiting for him to get finished by KO or submission. So those are fun to watch, actually. So um, Ruffy, man, that spin kick, wheel kick, spin kick, KO. when I saw that as it happened, and then see Bobby Green, the King Bobby Green, just get his lights knocked completely out, it was kind of cool to see that, honestly. Um, I guess Ruffy's gonna move on up into the top 15 if he hasn't already, and climb that ladder, and you can see a lot of champions come out of the fighting nerds. Oh man! And then the featured prelim fight: Joshua Van versus Saruya. Saruya, he won the road to the UFC tournament in Japan, so he earned a spot in the UFC coming out from Japan, and he was undefeated, and he gets to face against an up and comer, Joshua Van. Um, this was a great fight, back and forth. Um, Joshua Van did more in this fight than Saruya. Um, so Joshua Van got the decision victory over Saruya. So Joshua Van is moving up the ladder. Um, I believe these guys were at 155. So um, no, 125. Yeah, flyweights. So this is you can't wait to see how this how both guys are going to turn out, much less how Joshua Van's going to turn out. So those most of these fights, 6 fights that I got to watch, they were pretty good. Um, Not the best card I've seen, but got to see some exciting KOs and submissions, and the decisions. Some were kind of boring, but some were pretty good actually. So can't wait to see what's next. So UFC 313 is in the books and is on to I think it's April 12th for UFC 314, and I think we're gonna get. Hmm, what is in that one? Hmm, we'll see. Hmm. Brian Lopez versus Alexander Volkanovski for the vacant featherweight championship at 145 pounds. The reason why it's vacant is because, well, Ilya Taporia vacated the title, didn't want to hold up the 145-pound division in his quest to beat Islam Makhachev for his 155 lightweight championship. But it's too bad that Ilya Taporia doesn't get a chance to do double gold. So, but at least he'll have a chance to win the gold in two different weight divisions, like um, Bones Jones and Daniel Cormier and Conor McGregor and Manny Nunez. Um, so, oh, and Henry Cejudo, yeah. uh, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Um, I'm kind of pulling for Brian Lopez. I think he's good enough to win the featherweight championship, and I think this might be his time actually. um, so yeah, fun stuff. I did get to watch the WWE Elimination Chamber. I like it these days how they do the premium live events, how they have like 4 to 5 matches, and it takes up 3 to 4 hours, and they put a lot of great quality into those 4 to 5 matches and stuff. So, um, I got to see Kevin Owens fight Sami Zayn, it was an unsanctioned match, so a lot of stuff was happening inside and outside the ring. A lot of back and forth, a lot of signature moves. It was great back and forth. I like that. And Kevin Owens came out the winner in this one. And there were some great bumps and spots in this one, like going through some tables, um, the Blue Thunder on chairs, a lot of close pinfalls. But in the end, Kevin Owens um, came out the winner. Um, and it was honestly, it might have been one of their best matches that I've seen one on one. So it was great to see Kevin Owens get the big victory, get back on track, to see if he gets back in the main title picture again. Sami Zayn, I think he has some beef with some other wrestlers on the roster, and I noticed he has some beef with Karrion Cross, so that's kind of interesting development to kind of keep an eye on. So, um, I have noticed I haven't seen the Wyatt Six on television, especially now that they've been. Well, you know what? They might be on SmackDown actually now, so that's why they're probably not on Netflix Raw. So I gotta watch that actually. um, uh, and then let's see. Um, well, hmm, there was, well, I guess we can go into the Elimination Chamber for the women's. Um, so we got Roxanne Perez, we got Bailey, we got Naomi, Bianca Belair, um, Alexa Bliss, and who else? And Liv Morgan. So this six competitors, they are fighting for a chance to face the winner, the world, the women's world championship, um, which was held by Rhea Ripley, and she was going to defend her title against Io Sky the night after the Monday on Netflix, Netflix Raw, the following Monday after Elimination Chamber. That was on Saturday. Um, so I want to start off by saying, well, uh, Jade Cargill. So she came out super mad from the back, and she was gonna attack what looks like Liv Morgan, because it would be appearing that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez seem to have attacked Jade Cargill and sent her flying into a car and was taken out for like a month or two. And they were around the crime scene, and well, I would think that because she's looking at Liv Morgan, yeah, you know what? Liv Morgan probably was the one who did it. Except Jay Cargill attacks Naomi, and it was a vicious attack. And Naomi can no longer compete inside the chamber, so she was eliminated. And I guess, yeah, Naomi was the one who attacked Jade Cargill because of jealousy, wanted her out of the picture, wanted to be tag team champions with Bianca. Um, I kind of figured it was Naomi, because the fact that she was instantly the replacement partner for the tag team championships for the women's division with Bianca, so they wouldn't lose the titles. Um, Kind of an opportune moment for Naomi. So, but I guess now Naomi and Jay Cargill has a one-on-one matchup that's going to take place down the road. Um, yeah. Um, let's see. Um, so I would say the women's elimination chamber. Uh, had a lot of good action. Um, I did notice that Bailey was the first one to get eliminated, and then I mean she had a lot of good moments, but the fact that uh, she was the first one to go, and then I think all the women were in the ring at the same time. Of course, Naomi wasn't there. So Alexa Bliss, wow, she got a big pop. I wanted her to win, but Roxanne Perez did pretty well in this match, but um, hmm, but of course she was eliminated as well. Um, I gotta say, let's see the next person. So, look, Roxanne Perez, Bailey were out. So then it came up to um, Bianca, Liv, and Alexa Bliss. And I thought it looked like Alexa Bliss had the upper hand on Liv Morgan, but Liv Morgan is still a thorn in her side. And Liv Morgan was actually able to get the pinfall on Alexa Bliss, mainly because um, Liv Morgan was holding on to the hair of the long braided hair of Bianca Belair as she rolled up Alexa Bliss and used it as leverage. So it came down to Liv. The cool thing about this is that um, so because women like to grab the hair, the braided hair of Bianca Belair, um, she took back her hair in this one instance, and it was taking it away from Liv Morgan. And it just so happens that Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair are on top of one of the pods. And, well, because she grabbed her hair, Liv Morgan got punished for that because Bianca Belair used her hair as a hair whip, and it's super thick, and it made the loudest noise on flesh as she whipped Liv Morgan in the ribs and left this big ass welt on her stomach, her ribs. So, um, I guess you could think of it as a receipt. So, um, but when it came down to Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair, they had some good back and forth action. Um, but in the very end, Bianca Belair, um, she got her KO. What was it? KOD um, on a Liv Morgan. So Bianca Belair defeated um, Liv Morgan to be the last standing superstar. Wins the women's elimination chamber, and she's gonna challenge the winner of Rhea Ripley, the champion, or Io Sky, the challenger. And well, uh, Io Sky defeated Rhea Ripley with her moonsault, and it looks like it's gonna be Io Sky defending her World Women's Championship against Bianca Belair. And that's going to be a fun matchup. I can't wait to see that one at WrestleMania 41. So I gotta say the women's elimination chamber. I gotta say it was a 8.5 out of 10. Um, oh, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I gotta say that match was let's say 9 out of 10. Um, Now we got the men's elimination chamber. So you got quite a cast. You got CM Punk. You got Seth Rollins. You got Drew McIntyre. You got Logan Paul. Um, you got um, so we got Seth Rollins. We got CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Logan Paul, and John Cena. Who, by the way, John Cena did not have to qualify for the elimination chamber because he used his career recognitions to get in. He had the accolades and declared himself in the men's elimination chamber while everybody else had to qualify. So, um, so this one was pretty good. A lot of great spots. Uh, a lot of superstars being thrown into the pods and the fence, the chain fence. Um, so there was a lot of great action, a lot of back and forth amongst all the guys. Um, let's see. Um, yeah, Logan Paul. I saw him get eliminated. Drew McIntyre He got eliminated. Um, Damien Priest put up a great fight as well, but he got eliminated too. Um, and then the last three came down to Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and John Cena. And I like the fact there are a lot of close calls in this one, but I believe that CM Punk might have eliminated Seth Rollins, and it came down to John Cena and CM Punk. But here's the thing: um, Seth Rollins didn't get out of the elimination chamber just yet, and he happened to do the curb stomp on CM Punk, and it eventually led to the finish where John Cena got the I guess he called it the STFU crossface, um, and well, CM Punk, I guess he passed out from the submission hold. So John Cena is your 2025 Men's Elimination Chamber winner. So John Cena gets to challenge Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41. I mean, it's in a way it's a dream matchup. I did want CM Punk to win that one, but guess it's gonna have to it's gonna happen. It's going to have to happen at another point down the road. So, um, the the interesting part was, uh, the interesting part was The Rock came out. The Rock, as we know, known as the final boss. He gave Cody Rhodes an ultimatum in a way, whether he can join him, be the corporate, or be the Rock's champion, or says that the I guess you could say the American Nightmare is over then and there at the Elimination Chamber. And of course, Cody Rhodes said that his soul that The Rock wanted actually does not belong to him. Says it belongs to the wrestling ring and the people. And he told The Rock he told him to fuck off. Or no, he told him to go fuck himself. So, uh, so that was pretty interesting though, because that was like a big OMG moment in front of a live crowd and all the millions of people listening, watching around the world. It got the biggest pop in the crowd in the arena. Um, so, um, of course, what happened afterwards was even the biggest thing that even happened. The Rock did his cutthroat signature gesture, hand gesture, and I saw that he did it one time, but The Rock did it again. But he did it when Cody Rhodes had hugged, embraced John Cena, and John Cena's face pretty much acknowledged what the cutthroat hand gesture is, and John Cena attacks Cody Rhodes heel turn, used the microphone, did the groin kick, low blow. Um, John Cena used the microphone to knock down Cody Rhodes and use his fist, and well, um, this heel turn that we wanted from John Cena for a long time, it finally happened. Um, and it was such a big moment. Everything just was put together. It just so happened that Travis Scott was just standing in the corner of the ring, just taking it all in. So Travis Scott, The Rock, John Cena made a big statement standing together, and Cody Rhodes is laid in a bloody mess and was handed his championship belt after the beatdown that he took. And man, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. I'm probably guessing that is going to be the main event for night 2. I'm guessing. I would imagine Jey Uso and Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship would main event night 1. So, but you got to fit in the I guess it's the WWE Women's Championship match between champion Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. So that might also be a potential main event for one of the nights. I'm probably guessing that'll probably be placed as the main event of night 1 if it's not already Cody Rhodes versus John Cena or Jey Uso and Gunther. So we'll see. Yeah, the men's elimination chamber with John Cena winning. I gotta say that was I would say it was an 8.9 out of 10. Pretty awesome. Oh, and before I forget, women's tag team match. Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton going up against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. That match was alright. A lot of great spots. I think so Tiffany Stratton got the pinfall victory over Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. So now it sets up. This will set up the stage for Tiffany Stratton defending the championship, the women's WWE Championship, and going up against Charlotte Flair. So we'll see what's gonna happen, because I like to see Tiffany Stratton still be champion, but Charlotte Flair is not an easy one to go beat. So we'll see. Cross our fingers. But that match, I want to say, was about a 8.3 out of 10. So, oh, what else? Quickly, let's go over this. Lakers traded for Luka Doncic. Had to trade away Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis got hurt playing 3 quarters. He is out for at least a month. Dallas Mavericks are trying to survive to try to get into the play-in tournament, but hope is kind of fallen for all Maverick fans because Kyrie Irving is actually out for the year. So So no AD, no Kyrie for the Mavericks, and I don't know. Mavericks don't look like they're gonna compete for the rest of the season. They're kind of floundering. Lakers, on the other hand, got up from number 5 to number 2 in the West. Beating some really good teams when LeBron and Luka are on the same court at the same time. But unfortunately, this past Saturday, Lakers were playing the Celtics. Lakers don't have Rui Hachimura. I think he was out hurt, and LeBron played, but he got a groin strain. And so the Lakers, with Luka by himself, with Austin Reeves, they couldn't overcome the holes in their team, and they lost to the Boston Celtics. I think it was like 111, 101 or something. So that sucks because that was like a marquee matchup. That could have been basically your new Celtics Lakers rivalry right there. But we'll see if they meet each other down the road because when they're both at full strength, Lakers look pretty good, and Celtics can make their way back up to the finals. But if I really look at it, if everyone is healthy, I am picking Lakers versus Cavaliers in the NBA Finals. I think the Lakers can beat the Thunder. I think the Lakers can beat the Nuggets. I think the Lakers can beat the Grizzlies, the Rockets, the Warriors. Lakers can beat the Wolves. Yeah, Lakers are looking pretty good. Um, let's see what's going to happen going forward. Lakers just have to get through this without LeBron. Hopefully, Hachimura will come back at the same time LeBron will, and Lakers can reestablish their momentum again. So, cross our fingers. The Chargers, they made some moves. Right now, it's the off-season transaction period window where you get to sign players and you get to trade for players. And it looks like the Chargers got running back Najee Harris. He was on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now he gets to be on the Chargers. He gets to be paired up with J.K. Dobbins, who I think the Chargers kept. But the Chargers did get rid of Gus Edwards. The Chargers did keep Khalil Mack. He's going to stay for one more year. But the Chargers did release Joey Bosa. Gotta say, Joey Bosa, he was great when we got him years ago, but now, well, unfortunately, Joey Bosa is very injury prone, and he was owed a lot of money coming up, and I don't think he's worth the money anymore if he's going to be that injury prone. So he can be a free agent to somebody else, and I wish him luck on his new team, whoever it is. But the Chargers got the running backs, got some defensive help again, and the draft is coming up next month, and so they're going to get some great talent to complement whoever the Chargers get on their team. Justin Herbert, Jim Harbaugh, J.K. Dobbins, Najee Harris. We still got Law McConkey. We still got Quentin Johnston. Hopefully he does well this season. Limit those drop passes. And hopefully the Chargers can overcome the Chiefs this year and make it to the Super Bowl. I think they have it. I think they got what it takes to go to the Super Bowl. And maybe just win the whole thing and shock the world. Not to mention, the Chargers do have the Chiefs on the schedule at home. They have the Commanders at home. They have the Vikings at home. And they have the Eagles at home, who just so happens to be the defending Super Bowl champions. It's going to be fun 2025 for the Chargers. Can't wait to go to a game. I want to bring up, I did get to watch the rematch between Bivol versus Beterbiev. It was a great fight. It has some great back and forth action, and I did notice that Better Beef got the better of Bivol for a few rounds. I think it was like after the first round, maybe. But Bivol turned it on. He adapted well. He implemented a great strategy in this fight, and he was able to get the better of Better Beef for most of the fight. I kind of scored it. I think it was like 8-4 or 9-3 for Bivol, and all three judges. Well, no, it was majority decision because two of the judges had it for Bivol, and one had it as a draw. So I think it was like 8-4, 7-5 for Bivol, and 6-6 for the draw. So I like that Bivol. He was quicker. He was more strategic. Got these combinations. Got the better of a lot of exchanges with Better Beef, and Better Beef just couldn't keep up. And who knows? Better Beef and Bivol for a third time for the trilogy. I would be willing to watch that one. But Bivol has been ordered to fight number one contender David Benavidez. So that fight might happen first, and then we might have our trilogy. So we'll see what happens with that. Oh, I got to try out this new pho place in Convoy in Claremont Mesa Boulevard, Kearney Mesa, that general area. Is a new Vietnamese place. They are now known for their bone-in beef rib. You put that in your pho, and you get to add some beef balls, and you got yourself a masterpiece of a pho bowl. The pho was pretty good. I liked the bone-in beef rib. That was just had the big chunk of meat fall off the bone, and the beef balls were pretty good. So I got to say their pho was 9 out of 10. I did like their egg rolls. I got to say it was like 8.75 out of 10. The spring rolls with just the shrimp, I got to say it was 8 out of 10. It wasn't intact when I got it, so I had to manage to hold it in my hand. So, but overall, the decor is really nice. It's really great. They put a lot of effort into it. The place looks great. I would come back again for that pho bowl with the beef bone in beef rib and the meat and the beef ball. So you do have a boneless brisket in there too. So so a lot of great stuff. Oh, I got to try the tamarind wings too. The wings, I gotta say, was 8.6 out of 10. The marinade was pretty good, so I liked it a lot. So, and the last thing I want to mention, guys, I got to go to this comedy show for the first time ever. Went to the Kookaburra Lounge. It's at the Ovation Hollywood Mall. The Kookaburra Lounge Comedy Club is on the 4th level, and it's produced by. The show was produced by Vargus Mason, Deez Nuts. My friend Maya Spillman was on the show, so I got to see her, and I got to see a lot of great comedians on the show. I got to see Arpit Jane. He did super well in this one. I got to see Elena. I got to see Jules Horowitz. I got to see Sakaya Shaw. Got to see Megan Lomeli. Of course, Vargus Mason. Joe Stapleton did pretty well. Maya Spillman did alright. We got to see Crystal Kabag. Got to see Brooke Ashley. Got to see Daniel Ralph. Got to see Jasmine Pariani. And we got our headliner, Julie LoFrano. I gotta say, the two best comedians of the night with host Torrance Hill. I liked Arpit Jane. He did super well, and I liked Joel Stapleton. They did the best out of everybody in the group. Everybody else did alright, but there were some times when during their sets they got a lot of good laughs, but also a lot of times it was kind of quiet, so it was kind of chill. But overall, great show. I'm glad I got to see everybody, and I can't wait to go back again to the Kookaburra Lounge and see Maya Spillman. Great job. Well, guys, that's it for me. Have a great weekend, great week. Have some good food. Watch some good comedy shows. Watch some good fights, and have some good food. And talk to you guys later. Boom.